Welcome to my channel. I am Manaka and this is my channel. Manaka. Oh gosh, it's been a minute. In terms of my channel and my content, I usually only make content when I feel moved to. Something is really pressing on my heart. But yeah, I thought I would just, talk about some stuff. So there's some videos that have been going around talking about how there's a veil that has opened, a veil to shift into a higher timeline. When I say a higher timeline, it's more a timeline where the things you want are happening. And it's actually quite cool. But I mean, portals and veils thin, portals open, veils thin all the fucking time. I think we also need to learn to work on ourselves, which is something that I've been trying to do for a very long time. But the one big thing that I have learned in the past few weeks was gratitude. To be grateful for what is and to be grateful for what is to come. Especially with manifestation, they talk about how we need to make it seem like we already have the things that we want, even if we don't see them yet, because energetically, that means what is coming to you will come to you. Yesterday, my one friend gave us, we were all sitting at a table for lunch. She gave an example of how when she needs money or feels she wants money to do something with, and it's crazy, I never thought of it that way. What I usually try to do myself, before I give the example of that she gave us, I usually try to look at my bank balance. So even if I'm looking at my bank balance and it's like 0, I try to train my brain to not see that number. Even when it's a higher number, I try to train my brain to not see that number. It's the same as when I look at cars or when I look at houses. I look more at the energy of that car and if it's something that I really, really want. And even if I see 800,000 or 1,000,000, I just look at it as numbers and not tangible money. I look at it as energy that could come to me at any given point, which is good. Anyway, the example that the friend gave was that what she does when she needs money is she puts money all around her place. I wish I could do that. I have a 2-year-old. That is not going to work very well. But I mean, if I wanted to do it, or if I had that much of a detachment from money, I think it would come in easier, because that would mean that I would be okay with my son tearing up $100 or $200 and be like, listen, it's going to come back to me no matter what. And that's the energy that you need to give to the things that you want. Yes, as a spiritual being, we have come to this earth to learn. We have come to this earth and apparently this is the most hectic test out of all of them. Being a human being on earth is one of the most hectic tests throughout the universe, according to those who connect to spirit. And I mean, I get it, because life is hard, yo. Life is life is difficult. But the biggest thing I do understand is that it makes sense to tangibly touch money, because it's something that we see and something that we feel, and we understand it more than digital, even though we're going more into the digital. It's the same as houses and cars. To actually go test drive your dream car, to go view your dream house, even if you're not going to buy it, to try on the clothes that you want to wear and see how they would look on you, because you would get that feeling that is associated with those things. I haven't done that yet, but I think that is such a good way to manifest. My biggest way of manifesting is pictures. In human design, I'll try to explain it. I think it's the top left arrow, if not the bottom left arrow, that talks about whichever way it's facing, then it explains to you whether you're a whether you can manifest without details or if you need details to manifest. Like the ones who have it pointing to the right just need a more or less just a basic idea of what they want. Whereas those of us with the left facing arrow, we need to be a bit more detailed. Like, listen, I want my car to smell like this. I want to have a beautiful black tourmaline crystal or evil eye on the rearview mirror. I want to have tinted windows. I want to have beautiful blue stitching. I want to have ample leg space even for my tall ass motherfucking boyfriend. Must have ample leg space whether he's sitting in the passenger seat or at the back. I want to have enough space in the boot to be able to put as many bags as I want to, because I pack heavy when I pack. Even for 2 days I pack heavy. Yeah. But most of these things I do put on Pinterest. So if something looks beautiful, I put on my Pinterest board. And my Pinterest board is called 2023 Cart. What is it called? Oh my gosh, I forgot what it's called. Okay, the internet is doing its own thing. I think it's, yes, 2023 checkout. So there was this other thing that they said that you need to do a 20, like it needs to be the board needs to say, like, maybe say 2023 cart. But I feel like something that's in a cart, especially for me, something can stay in a cart for years. Something can stay there forever. And I'll remember it like after months and be like, oh yeah, this, do I have money now? You know, like you're limiting what it is that you could get in your life. So I changed it to checkout because I felt that it's necessary for me to call it checkout, because checkout means that I believe I already have the money for it. Checkout means I'm already click and accepting and, you know, approving the payment basically. So that's why I made a 2023 checkout. Last year I think it was 2022 cart. I think that's what I made it. So I'm trying to redefine and just make it more of what it is that I want out of life. Like, yes, it is all the the materialistic stuff, but even spiritually I also put those kinds of things, you know, what kind of business I want to own. I mean, I'm ambitious as fuck, so I'm always thinking about ideas. I'm always thinking about a business, like, all the time. And I feel like I always try to include other people because I feel I always see other people's potential. And I'm hoping that whatever it is that I have, that I can connect it with whatever you have, if that makes sense, and just make it something big. Like, I fully believe that I could be a millionaire, but I know it's something that has to switch in my brain as well, because most of the time I don't believe it. Yeah, so basically I was just talking about beliefs. I know what I need to do in order to get to a specific point. I know as a spiritual being, I came here for a specific reason, and all the lessons that come through to me need to be learned. Otherwise, it's repeating itself over and over and over again, and you're not progressing to the next level. It's the same way that people talk about how life is a game, and I believe that. Life is a game. Literally, in order for you to progress to the next level, you need to go through a lot of trials and tribulations. Once you've passed those trials and tribulations, actually passed those trials and tribulations, and not giving them to an entity or source, believing that it or they will fix it for you while you don't want to do the inner work, that's BS, okay? That's some bullshit. But I feel like as long as we learn, as long as we make it through those trials, we make it to the next level. And the next level will come with its own trials. Because I feel like if you stop learning, and I'm pretty sure I said this before, if you stop learning, then what is the point of you living? You literally came here to learn. Like, as much as you might be a connected consciousness to God or whatever, but you came here to learn. You came here to experience something that God himself cannot. Because as a spiritual being, the knower of all things or whatever, you can't possibly know how it is to be a human being unless you experience it. Just saying. But yeah, I think for me, what I've learned is gratitude. I've learned that it's good to be content in where you are, even if you are in a space of darkness, even if you're in a space where you feel like really happy. Like, just in the last 6 months, I feel like I've gone through so much shit. Oh my God. Like, it feels like, you know, when it's happening, it feels fucked up. But it's like a shedding, it's like a cleansing. And it's so annoying that that's how we as humans need to cleanse. But it makes sense because we have egos, right? We might have our higher selves, we might have our ego selves, you know, and our human selves, excuse me. But we'll always have our ego selves. As long as you're a human being, you'll always have your ego self. Your ego self will always tell you what's what, right? See now these old. Okay, there we go. So, I think for me, that's the part that's like, you know, but like it's something that we have to learn. That listen, if we're in a dark place, we just need to embrace it. Let the emotions go, you know, let it flow, and then, but not let ourselves stay there. Once we're in a good place, and just be grateful, you know, grateful that we are still alive to get lessons. Grateful that whatever entity is above us or whatever rules upon our lives knows that we are worthy of getting even better, you know? Like, for me, I feel like that is the tests and the tribulations and all of that. It's like the key to the next level. Basically, it's like the hint. It's like the cheat code to the next level. As soon as you are able to overcome that, oh my God. Like, life, yes, there will be more difficult lessons after that. And I know people don't like to believe that, oh, you get stronger through your trials and tribulations, or you're stronger if, yes, you need to have a fighting spirit as a human, Manaka. That's how it is. So the biggest thing I wanted to say is be grateful, or at least be within whatever it is you're going through. Just be mindful and find somebody to talk to, or at least write down your emotions so it's not all bottled up, you know. And once you get to a point where, because I know when we're going through bad stuff, it's difficult to be grateful, but I mean, be grateful for life, for breath, for love. Just be grateful, you know. I think that's about it. But yeah, that's mostly what I wanted to talk about, that we can get everything we've ever wanted by working on ourselves and working towards it. But we must never ever tire ourselves out, in my opinion. Thank you so much for watching.